Hope I am audible. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we are supposed to have one more resource person, but due to some unavoidable situations, he is not able to come. Otherwise, he would have taken us to market. Anyways, I'm there always. You have to bear with me again with one more topic like go to market, right? Go to market is something where this is not, all these topics are actually not designed by us. These are all designed by AACT. AACT is the funding agency who are actually us to go through different types of topics. I'll tell you how we mapped it and how we are taking you through. Okay. If you remember, we started on the first day, Dr. Surya Kumar talking about innovation, right? Innovation to incubation. And then Vishwanathan talked about, he talked about, you were the people participating, right? It's about falling in love with the problems. So, why we use that topic? I mean, basically AACT has used it. Falling in love with problems is you have to have the desire to find a solution, right? Good morning, sir. So, we are just understanding that you find a problem, but still you are trying to fall in love with that. The idea is we are trying to figure out how can we find a solution, and most probably we identify, we freeze our ideas. And yesterday Dr. Jayashree talked about the customer detection, and she told about how the customers are and how are we supposed to take care of those kinds of demands or expectations of the customers. And Vamsi Krishna, he talked about value proposition, and then I took over and I gave an intro about startups, and Vidyavati ma'am came and she told how actually the business ideas can be incubated in a incubation center. And today we will just go to after incubation, what is the next part? We are supposed to release our product into the market, isn't it? So, we are just looking at how these markets are, and a lot of things I am going to cover, but very briefly because this is the total syllabus of marketing management for MBA students, but I have to make it in 1.5 an hour. So, let us see how I will be successful to make you understand how these things are going to happen. So, we are starting with this agenda like understanding market research, and then value proposition, customer segmentation, distribution channels, pricing, marketing, sales strategy, key performance metrics, common challenges, and most probably we are going to prepare a roadmap. Roadmap part, we are going to look at it after listening to business canvas in the afternoon. And after me, there will be a person who is going to come and talk to you. She is a women entrepreneur. So, she is going to talk about her journey, how she took it. Okay. Coming back to this part, like our own agenda, today's title. So, what is market research? Why we should do market research? I think professors are there, but from engineering, right? Yeah, all three of you are engineering. MBA. Who is MBA? Okay, you are not. Okay, he is also an MBA faculty. Yes, MBA faculties. Yeah, you know very well, right? What is market research? Why do we do that? Yes, sir. To know the demands. Okay. Leads also. Yeah. Demands only. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Have you ever heard about, like, you know, maybe some of you had your siblings or some had your children, or most probably, you know, there was a big campaign by the government almost somewhere in 1990s, right, about a particular disease that is known as, what do we call that as? Yeah. Not COVID. COVID was not there in 1990s. Yeah. They just used to give us some drops, right? Polio drops. Yeah. So, polio. So, have you ever observed that the government has taken it up very seriously, and with that campaign 4 or 5 years every is dragged into the primary health centers, and the parents, whether they like it or not, every year if they miss out, they will come to the house and made sure that the polio drops are given to the child. So, any idea how it happened? Yeah, the drive was conducted for what? We wanted to see a polio less India. So we don't want our children to drag their feet. You know, only those people understand the difficulty. The disease is very simple, very negligent kind of situation. When the infant was not in a position, but this virus comes and makes them permanently unable, and then they just lead a life which is very pathetic. And when we have all the organs functioning very well, we don't see any. But even we get a small scratch on the hand, you know, it is continuously reminding us, I am here, there is a pain, right? Our own body is the greatest punishment for us if we don't take care of it. So usually people say that always, you know, there is a contest where they say that list the top 3 people whom you love. Can you say something about that? Yeah, we will say mother, father, my first son, second son, child. Have you ever said myself? First, we never say that. Love yourselves first. That's important. So we look at the body, and polio campaign is an example where a lot of research has happened, and they figured out this is just very easy for the governments to take care of. Okay, not one company can do this. Any single company or a pharmaceutical company cannot do this unless until government decides. Government is the only organ which is having control on all their citizens. So they took over and they said, let's do it. And now they completed, and we are very happy that nowadays we don't see those kind of children. Right. So we are talking about the market research part of it. We use most of the time interviews, questionnaires, focus group interviews, and then why we are using these things are we have large number of respondents, right? And again, if I go deep into the research methodology, all of you know there are sampling methods, and we have universe, and then we have to take care of, you know, different kinds of data analysis and other kinds of things. But each and every organization will use some kind of a research. They don't just go by that. Okay, forget about all these validated quantity and the quality of the research. You go to a hotel, right? You go to a hotel, take your food, and then they will immediately ask you, can you just give your phone number? Okay, or sometimes they will just give you, earlier times it was like, you know, a small form would have been there, but now we don't want to waste the paper, they just give you a link or something. Or at least the boy who served will come and say that, can you rate me on the Google? Yeah, why are they asking for that? Rating a person on the Google. And most probably you go to a medical shop, they will ask you your phone number, right? All these things are actually giving you a feedback or taking a both of them are possible. And in that way, we are actually establishing a communication where we are trying to get some more information related to the product or maybe the requirement of the customer. Okay. So when we talk about the interviews could be random, and we try to ask people, and nowadays only interviews see is movie reviews, right? Movie reviews on the social media. Otherwise, nobody else is asking, how are you happy with the government policy? How are you happy with the education policy? Nobody cares. Only important thing is movie review, right? So we see that those kind of interviews are very up, and then we see questionnaires for your research. All of you have done your PhDs, then obviously you know that what is the value of a questionnaire, and how many times your guide must be, you know, telling you to divide based on the objectives. We take questions, and then we bring out some data in that and try to analyze the data. And this is where we try to understand, okay, these are the main objectives, and then how am I going to do the research on that? So we use the questionnaires for that research problems, and focus group interviews are those, I have only a group of people who are actually affected by something. So I am going to only take care of those kind of people and take their opinion, and we observe the process, and any hardships in that we will try to solve them, right? And then we move on to understand why we are supposed to do market research. Market research will be done for the new product, or sometimes it could be like, you know, improved version. So what is new product? When we are trying to launch a product, we try to figure out, okay, how am I going to the proper feedback. So why a pre-market launch is always very interesting, because when people start using it, they will come to understand, okay, these are the issues, right? Ford Motors, when they have really used their car, they came up with a idea, like, you know, they have done it not in here, but in USA. They just looked at how these door handles can be handled by the women especially. Women gave them a very blatant a feedback saying that when we are trying to open the door, the nails are getting broken. Can you change the model? So immediately based on that feedback, they changed the model of their handles, door handles. So we get a lot of information because of that. You know, boys anyways, they don't mind anyways, opening is not a problem for them. But for women with the grown up nails, they find it difficult to put their hand and open. So they said this is the biggest difficulty for us. So whenever we are looking at it, a new product for convenience, and we are talking about improved version also. When I have made the changes, accepted by the customers or not. That's another important research point that we see in market research to imbibe that in the particular product. And we usually see that push and pull strategies, right? What are the push and pull strategies in marketing? Usually we push some of those things. Pushing is this and pulling is this, right? So we try to make sure that the market research is going to help us in both the ways, right? And sometimes you may be surprised that some of the companies, they just do recalling market research. What is this recalling market research? When I talk about any health drink, what comes on top of your mind? What do you think? Health drink. Horlicks, Boost, okay. Nobody is going to say definitely coffee or tea, right? We know that's not a health drink, but you should actually they are better than these so-called health drinks. You know, they are just bringing us some maida powder and then making us fat and all that. So we understand that yes, top names are like that. When I ask you to recall which is the best television. ECTV. Yeah, that is government, government stuff, yeah. Samsung. Sony, yeah. LG, we are only telling the brand names. We are not specifically talking about the product. You agree? Yeah. So the brand is making such an impact on our brain. So sir said easy, and many people wouldn't have had any idea about it. Once upon a time, they were like, you know, very branded, very pakka. You know, you buy it, you don't have any problem, right? And once upon a time, Videocon was a very important thing based on owner's pride and neighbor's envy. So those things are also like making a difference in those kind of names in your mind. So we try to have this pull and push strategies in marketing where we try to figure out, okay, these are the important things. So another point is we try to get feedback about how my product is working basically, right? So satisfaction, and all of us are very familiar with the Rickert scale. So we start with disagreement and then up to highly agreed or whatever, 5 scale or 7 scale is also possible. So based on that, we'll try to figure out how these things are calculated. And now talking about value proposition and customer segmentation, I'm not going to go deep into this because you have had yesterday a lot of things, but let us see. Value. So value proposition is something where these kind of people have done it, right? So many of you have told already Sony TV is really good and there is no complaint because Sony has an established name for all the electronic products, no doubt about that. Now coming back to once upon a time, what do you mean vacuum cleaner? You have to have a big bag over there and then a tube and then you have to it. There are wheels for that, and one wheel gone, then your vacuum cleaner is not going to really work out. But have you seen the new Samsung vacuum cleaner? It's just a circle, a very small circle kind of a product where automatically it goes, finishes job. You can switch it on, lock the door and come out. It will finish all the job and it will go and sit in there in its own charging unit. It will go like because of sensors and AI, these things are possible. So now it is costlier, but it is simplified. Yeah. So am I creating a value for the customer or not? Instead of dragging everything and keeping the dust on our face and all that, we are just using this. So Samsung says you are supposed to spend some 26,000 for this, but never mind, it's a lifelong investment, right? You can take care of that, right? So it knows where to go back and switch it off. You don't have to wait in the house and do it. We have now a smart washing machines. You can talk to the washing machines. You can give your instructions orally and washing machine can take it over. And you have even LG or higher, I'm not sure, they have a refrigerator where you just press the button, every inside is visible. Yeah. So we are using technology and we are trying to create value to the customer. Just for me, for a kind of my kind of a person, I just need a refrigerator only to hold a little bit of water and then maybe my dosa batter or something like that. Otherwise, I don't need all these kind of, I don't want to click on that and see what is there inside. Am I doing running an X-ray department or what? So for those kind of people, selective people, they want this kind of all kinds of products. So getting for a segment of customers this kind of products, then obviously you are and innovative kind of a business person, and define your customer. Who is your customer? What they want? Like I said, nowadays we have lots of requirements because of the lifestyle. Once upon a time it was a joint family where people used to be at home. You never even would have locked the door. When I was a child, all the grandparents and everybody was at home. But now what is the situation? We are teaching our children who is going to LKG, UKG also to lock the door, how to lock the door, and we give them lot of information, those kinds of things. But when it comes to this generation, you are independent and you have single parents and single people where they may like to have a pet. But when you are traveling to some other place, you need somebody to take the pet. Now go to Bangalore, the best business in Bangalore is this. More children, they are ready to spend money on pet care centers, right? So they take the pet every 1 week and to have like nice grooming, cut the nails and paint the hair and shampoo it and keep, and dresses, selling dresses and socks and everything. Poor thing, that's an animal and it lives naturally, but we are adding socks and everything, making its life miserable, right? So understand that we have different kinds of but ideas are there. Ideas are there. You can start a business also on these kind of things. And remember, again back to joint families, nobody is there, but you have to come to job. So you need a summer camp. Dump my children somewhere 9 to 4, don't disturb me. After that, please disturb me, right? So this is our situation. There is a great demand for summer camps also, and study rooms. This is a very new concept. We talked to those kind of students. They said, madam, my mother doesn't want to miss the serial, so she will keep the TV with full sound. My grandmother, my mother and everybody will be sitting and enjoying. I don't have space to really study. So they go to a study room where room is exclusively allocated to students, and they study there happily. They can take their books, and Wi-Fi is also provided. Yeah? Soundproof also, yeah, AC and everything is provided. You have weekly charges for that. You don't have to pay full month also, very smart. If I ask you to pay for month, I have a doubt, right? Am I going to continue? Will I be able to completely complete the 1 month service? Not possible. So weekly basis is better. So we talk about this. Yes, sir? Yeah. Built, yeah. That's a good idea. Instead of leaving the children outside, so you go to the study rooms outside, a lot of other things also can happen. We don't know. And when we talk about this native kitchens, so this is an idea. Like, we have an institution like ICER. We have nowadays every institution brings people from different states. Okay. When I was in VIT, we used to have a hackathon over there where ideas are. So some students have come up with an idea, like similar to cloud kitchen, but it is totally different. So they said, we have a Bengali family, and that lady is actually housewife, but she still wants to earn. So they identify who are all the Bengali children who want native kind of a food, and they inform the same thing to this person, and she will prepare. So it is 24 hours earlier you have to place the order. So this Kolkata kind of recipes are all cooked by her and delivered to this children very nicely. So when I am in Tamil Nadu, I want to still have my Kolkata rolls or whatever, I am getting it. So the students have identified that this is the most important thing where people are their native taste. So they developed a native kind of a food delivery, and cloud kitchens are, you have our own Orion, Beamas, PS4, everything. You think so, they are all cooking there. Somebody else is cooking somewhere, and the things are packed in bigger volumes and they are delivered over there. And that is the reason sometimes, they don't even serve us on time. So the food has to reach them. So we have different areas where this cloud kitchens can come. Quick commerce is something nowadays we talk about. The idea is like, the customers are within 20 meters or 20 kilometers diameter, where you can, you don't have to step out. This is also an offspring of COVID actually. So in Delhi, there is a 18-year-old girl, an engineer, and she thought, okay, what am I going to do at home? So she developed this small app within 20 kilometers, any small shop, like, you know, you don't have to think about bigger shops or anything. So this is exclusively for only that kind of a smaller area. And she found out that quick commerce, 5 minutes you will get the delivery. And we talk about the distribution channels, where how these distribution channels we are supposed to plan for our products. Yeah, earlier it was like, you know, you have the raw material and you have a supplier, and then it goes to the manufacturing unit, and then they will definitely into a warehouse, and lot of products are stored here, and then retailer comes and whatever amount he wants to, he will take it and then he will send it to the retail customer. Okay. So the retailers and everybody are the main point where directly they are going to sell it to the customers. So this is the process of a distribution channel. What is now happening? Now the distribution channels are 3 types. One is indirect, direct and selective. Okay. So how do I go with this? Indirect is very traditional, where we saw that chain happening again, you know, from manufacturer to retailer and the end customer. And direct is somewhere like, you know, when I am talking about the manufacturing unit, there is a B2B kind of a transaction, business to business. Okay. Now what is happening when our institution wanted to give all of us laptops? Are they go buy in the retail market? They will straight away go to HP or most probably Lenovo or Dell, these kind of institutions, and then they will ask them, we have 300 faculty members, can you sell it for a better price, discount price, isn't it? So we call this as B2B. And B2C is something where if Sampath wants to buy a laptop, he will go straight and then he will buy it for his purpose. And this is called direct, and we are talking about reseller strategy. Reseller strategy, I think all of you are aware, we sell our used cars. Maruti is hosting a resold cars, where they just do a little bit of tinkering, painting, and get this second hand cars ready. Once upon a time, it was a taboo for us. Come on, I don't want to. Somebody used it, and I'm not a second hand person. But now the market is all for second hand. So what is that other one? Flipkart, not Flipkart. What is OLX? Place where people are selling their refrigerators, everything left and right. So they don't bother. Product is ready. Are you interested? Come and see. Again, the hotspot for these kind of transactions is Bangalore. And for your information, they rent the refrigerator, they rent the washing machines, everything is possible, right? So we see only this distribution channels are basically money spinning areas, where if you are able to choose proper channel, your business is going to flourish like anything. So here we have another model where distribution channels are becoming marketing campaigns, and they are also useful for pricing and sales process as well. So what is this marketing campaigns? To trade shows, exhibitions and all that. We have education exhibitions also, if you remember. Each and every college will have a standee, and then we distribute our pamphlets and say, please join our institution, right? Very good in that. And we talk about this same marketing campaigns, where you can see a car exhibition or maybe automobile exhibition that happens, most probably the biggest kind of areas. Hyderabad and cities are very famous for this. You can go and check on these kind of products. And agri-tech products are also basically shown in exhibitions. So these are the best places where you can complete your marketing campaigns rather than doing a promotion on products. Pricing is also possible here. You are going to make a differentiation in the pricing when it is B2B market or B2C market, right? Sales process is automatically done over there depending upon how you are pushing it. Okay, coming to pricing. Yeah. So the other day we talked about 4 P's in the market, right? What are the 4 P's? Yeah, product, price, promotion and place, right? So we are coming in a very different model. So product I didn't speak about, but we talked about place, and we are going to see promotion a little bit later, but pricing is important. Okay, now a bit of it you have to ask your students when you are trying to give them an idea on this, what kind of product are you trying to sell, right? What is that product? Is it a tech based product or maybe it is something like, you know, an app, simple app or something like that. Okay. If that is the case, how do you determine the price for your products? Okay. So, pricing methods are cost based pricing. Cost based pricing is again taking two shapes, one is cost plus pricing, pricing. So, what do you mean by cost based? Yeah, first of all there is a formula for price, right? What is that? Huh? Pardon me, sir? Cost plus profit, okay? Same. Yeah, exactly. So, in business we use two words like, fixed cost, variable cost. When I am supposed to, example, I am manufacturing a doormat, okay? So, what is this doormat is consisting of? I am not talking about the cloth doormat, but I am talking about coconut coir doormat, okay? What am I supposed to do? What are the raw materials to procure? Yeah? So, there is nothing like, processed coir is ready. So, I have to bring it here, and then what am I supposed to do? I have to grade it, I have to make sure that it goes through a machine where it gets smoothened, and then it is ovable, and then we are just weaving it into of a carpet, and then we are going to make it, right. So, what is going to be the cost here? Fixed costs are all your machinery, your raw material, your labor charges, and your power also, right. And see, these are the fixed costs. Then what is variable cost? Raw material changes, and sometimes even power also changes. Power may increase or decrease also. Power bill may increase or decrease. Now, in Andhra, we are all going to get heart attacks and everything because of the power bills. So, we understand that there are fixed costs and variable costs, and that is going to be your total cost, right. So, calculate like that, and then we are not adding the margin. Sir said cost and the profit, no profit here, okay. So, we are just talking about only cost based pricing, so no profit here, and we are talking about demand based pricing, yeah. Example, what is the price of a coconut water now? 40 rupees, 50, 20 is very cheap. Where is it? Tell me, I will start a business. Yeah, 120, yeah. Yes, anything? Can this be same price in winter? And we know the king of the, I know there is always a debate on whether it is a fruit or a vegetable. Tomatoes are the best example. Yeah, they make us cry and one time, and they make us laugh or smile, whatever way. So, the variation goes in a very extreme manner. So, the season based, sometimes they are season based, sometimes demand based. Even take an example of air conditioner. Summer, the sales automatically go up, even though we are very proactive. Sometimes we will be just waiting for something, and then obviously this is not to happen. So, air conditions and those kind of things which are actually, demand based pricing, and demand based pricing, Tirupati is the best example, because people flock like anything in summer vacation, right. Talking about competition based pricing, have you seen our favorite Gundu Boss, Lalita Jewelers? Yeah, he came up with a very nice advertisement. He said, oh come on, the prices are going up like anything, what should I do? Then he says, yeah, we will reduce somewhere or the other. I will promise you nothing is going down, but he will give you an idea, like just throw an idea in your brain, better than competitors is going to be little okay, right. So, look at your competitor, and from the beginning his strategy is only competition based, right. He says, you go to other shop, compare the bill, take the bill from my shop also and compare the bill. If you find any difference, please come back to me. How nice, yeah? Yeah, take the photo also. We don't have any restrictions, right? So, it's a competition based kind of a pricing following. And what are the other pricing methods? We are like, going rate pricing, that is existing one, which is actually, sorry, I have to start from here. Pricing, target return pricing, going rate pricing, and then transfer pricing. Value pricing is something we increase the value, we provide a value for a particular product, and then we have chances of making it better. Target return pricing, usually people say that, right. Surat sarees with small problems, old stock, they just want to get rid of it. Another yeah, usually the textiles are the best in this kind of an example. They just do this kind of target return pricing. So, they know that, after some time hoarding it is going to be costlier than the selling price. So obviously they think that okay, let us just leave it and get rid of this particular thing. And perishable products also, like take for example eggs or anything, even flower market. Go to the flower market and ask your students. This is a very interesting case study. Morning prices will be very high, afternoon they dip to the low, and evening again up again, right? So these kind of things happen, and then we are just going rate pricing is don't change anything, let it flow and keep it standard, then obviously things will move. And then we talk about transfer pricing. What is transfer pricing? Of course, we don't have the problem, but most probably you know what happens in states like USA, they have different tariffs, power tariffs. California is different than when compared to Michigan or maybe Washington. So prices of power are definitely different, and even in our I think a problem with the petrol and diesel prices, right? Whenever I go to Tamil Nadu, I will fill my bank and happily I'll come back because then I saved 100 rupees. When it comes to Andhra, you have to pay the highest price. Andhra petrol or diesel are highest. So whenever we are just looking at the being actually sourced from a different kind of a state, different kind of a pricing, we match it with the local prices. So this is called as transfer pricing, and this is highly used in international business, not in local business, right? So we move on to the other kinds of pricing where we see this is geographical pricing. Again, I told you about the different kinds of geographical locations. Okay, now tell me what could be the refrigerator price in Antarctica, or maybe or Great Britain, or whichever way. Yeah, people are there to buy refrigerators in Antarctica or maybe cold countries. Yeah, what is the reason? They go below the temperature. Food gets freezed, right? In a refrigerator, you can store it at 20 degrees or maybe 18 degrees also fine for them. It is easy for them to melt it. Otherwise, imagine it goes minus 24, minus 50 also. So please understand, for a business person, there is no limitation. You can sell anything anywhere. Only thing is you should know how to sell it perfectly, right? So we are talking about premium pricing. Again, about the car market, okay? Which is a costlier car, according to you? Audi, Rolls-Royce, BMW, Bentley, yeah. So many brands are coming up. So we see that you know there are different kinds of brands, and pricing is always you know sometimes customers have that innate feeling that you have high, you are offering best quality product to them. So based on the prices also, sometimes the products are sold without any promotion. I underline that. And penetration pricing. What is penetration pricing? New to the market, yeah, start somewhere, you know, competitor price are most probably lower than your competitor, and then you can pick up the market, then you start increasing. Have you ever saw that, you know, crack cream? Have you heard about this? Yeah? Fog perfume, yeah. Fog was very common at one point of time, right? Everybody talked about it, yeah. So you looked at this crack cream or something, maybe most probably started with 15 rupees, and then immediately within 1 year, can you imagine it is increased to 25 rupees. So the slow demand is going up, and they didn't stop with penetration pricing, right? And we have promotional pricing and economy pricing. Promotional pricing, once again I will bring the Lalita person as an example, and economy pricing is always for the soaps where we focus on rural areas. Example, TVS Motors, one point of time they were selling mopeds. Have you heard about this particular brand? Mopeds. These are very sturdy and very used for the rural areas to travel in a very narrow areas also. So yeah, so they are highly appreciated for the rural kind of people, and they don't really consume too much of fuel as well. So it is a economy kind of a pricing. Product bundle pricing. Okay, what is this? Combining two, three products together. Okay, you visit Pizza Hut, Domino's Pizza, a combo is given, right? So we just make sure that how this total bundling of the products is faster than the original products, like you know single kind of products. And then we talk about optional product pricing. So when you have capacity to choose, the consumers are given an option, you can choose, and then you can decide on this. So we have psychological pricing, skimming pricing. pricing. Yeah, you are. Yes, you are churning, actually you are churning and getting the cream out of something, then obviously it has to be paid, right? So we decide on certain kind of products, and psychological captive product, very interesting. Any example from your side? Yeah. So our are here in this campus, right? They don't have any other shop or anything. So they have only one grocery store inside. So whatever the person is telling, the students are bound to buy them. No other. You have a captive audience over here, and then you are actually selling it for the price you want to, but that could be reasonable, otherwise it will not really go ahead. So neutral strategy is, you have to keep all these things in your mind, and you have to imagine, where am I going to really put my price into, right? So it depends again on what is the product and how are you going to talk about that in terms of pricing. Take for example, what do you do? A great thing about a toothpaste. Every day you need a toothpaste, right? So do you require a great strategy for that? But still they are also business. So they have identified gum care toothpaste, whitening toothpaste, and germ killing toothpaste, and normal toothpaste. And now I am going to show you one great invention in the whole market. He just shook the markets of India and even abroad. So we will also see that, right? Okay, coming to all these kind of things. So we see that there is a possibility that people should understand the pricing strategies as well when you are talking about this. So we talk about these things, and here only one extra is this: people. You have to make sure that your customers are also very important, apart from product, pricing, place and promotion. So obviously they are going to make a difference to you, right? So coming to marketing strategies, so we moved from distribution to pricing, pricing to marketing. Marketing is a broader area where you are going to cover all the aspects of product and pricing and everything. So all these are going to come here. So we see that the okay, marketing strategy, we need to understand features of the product, quality of product, branding, packaging and life cycle. I want to talk about this life cycle part, product life cycle. So what are the stages of life cycle actually for a human being? 4 stages are there. Yeah. What are they? Yeah. For understanding of the other people, human beings are born, right? We are born, we are growing, and we reach the middle age, and the last stage is exit. We are, I don't want to use the negative word, leave after some time, right? 4 stages are there. And what is happening for the product also? You are having an idea or a concept as a product. Okay. The best example, I love this product even though I don't appreciate this, but you know the kind of marketing and the way they have a particular product, I would like to mention here. All of us know from almost like 1960s to 2000s, there was a product which was actually selling like a hot cake. Whether it is working or not, people never bothered. And apologies to women, but men also used to. So this is like Fair and Lovely cream. Yeah. Have you ever thought about it? This is going to change my color? Never. It comes to us with the DNA of the parents. We don't really change in the middle. We continue as we are born. There is nothing like, we are not chameleons where we can change the colors. But look at that company, they sold the idea. It is not the product, they sold the idea. Girls, you are applying it in 14 days, you become fairer, you look beautiful, your skin starts shining. And first it all started with as if girls have nothing else but marrying men, right? So it says like, you know, you have a person comes and looks at you and then he goes away and she uses Fair and Lovely, then everybody will be like, oh, I want to marry her, people are behind her, right? And the second point is job interview. The girls go to a job interview, then Fair and Lovely is used, you are selected. So your qualification or anything doesn't matter, only your skin matters, right? Look at the way they have sold so many quintals and tons of Fair and Lovely. I can't even tell you how much has been sold in India, right? This is a concept which has been given to us by Britishers, and we continued, slavery continued for a long time. So can you imagine what is this cycle of a product? So after everybody started saying that this is a racist kind of a treatment, then they stopped it and they changed the name. Now what is that? Glory and Lovely, right? Glow and Lovely, yeah, Glow and Lovely. They changed the name on upon part of resistance. Okay, you agree? That's a great marketing strategy they followed, right? They all the things under control, and this is the highest sold. Anytime you go in the supermarket, that shall. So we talk about the features of the product. So idea is selling the concept and quality of the product. We talked about Sony and other car industries, and branding is also important, right? Branding also, you told me a lot of brands when we are discussing. Packaging is also important. Packaging is another kind of a promotion. You just buy a maybe eye drops, yeah, what do you get on the packet of the eye drops? Yeah, what are the contents and how to use it, how many times you should use it, right? And what are the chemicals or whatever it is. So they give all those kinds of things, and two important things, right? Date of manufacturing, date of expiry. It's a medicine. And ever you go to a supermarket, have you ever checked on the or maybe even a bread packet, what is the expiry date? We do. Some of us do, but many of us don't even bother, because it's easy to cheat the rural consumers, right? A lot of spurious products also are visible. So when we talk about the life cycle of a product, here I have to take you a bit into international business also, right? So we have three types of countries, right? What are they? Developed countries, developing countries, underdeveloped countries. Whatever developed countries have used, they got bored, they will dump it into developing countries. And developed countries, okay, we are done with, then they dump it into underdeveloped countries. Countries like Cambodia, those kind of things, right? So when you talk about most probably an ATM card or maybe a debit card and all those kind of things were fashion in USA at one point of time. When we started using it, they found out, okay, come on, we have to do something else. So this kind of transition of this life cycle, there is no death for business. Business will always find a new market. Are you with me? So any product, they will not allow it to die. So they just move it to age, other status, and then they just change the name and do it. Like I told you, this Glow and Lovely, we have a mother of this particular kind of fairness creams, that is called Avon beauty products. So these are Avon Cosmetics, where this is an American company, and they are selling the same product, same content, same material as a mosquito cream in Mexico and Brazil. What is the speciality of Brazil and Mexico? We have a lot of forests over there, mosquitoes are very high like our India, right? And they are selling it like that. Go to Russia, they sell the same cream as a moisturizer. Russia, what is the speciality? It's more than half of it is under snow all the time. So what about the skin of the people? So they are selling, if I sell mosquito cream in Russia, it doesn't work. There are no mosquitoes in Russia, isn't it? So you see that how a product can be converted into different purposes and then sold on a very different name. And we talk about the pricing. I said we are just talking about the most important thing here is discounting strategy. Yeah, anywhere, any kind of a discount is offered, almost the sales rise, immediately rise. Whether you like it or not, this is the fact, market fact, right? And we talk about the distribution channels. There are channels, locations, inventory, distribution, market coverage. So wherever it is available. Look, I have a wonderful product, but what is the fun if I am not able to sell it? Yeah, and once upon a time, you have a car, you have to wait in queue. Right? Even sometimes you have to pay foreign exchange amount, and then you have to book a car. When we had a car, Maruti car first in Tirupati, my father paid it in dollars. So we got it a very, 27th car, it was in Chennai, and we got it in Tirupati. Otherwise, it would have taken 1 or 2 years to get the car to the doorstep. Is it the same situation now? They are calling you, please come. Even they are ready to bring the car to the front door and keep it and hand over the keys. We will do the documentation later, no problem, right? So that is the situation here when it comes to how is this market is covered in terms of demand and supply. Please understand there are two factors which are going to always rule the market. These are demand factors. Supply is low, demand is high. Everything is like high, prices are high, demand is very high, supply is also high, then what happens? You have a very equalized kind of a price. And when you have less demand and more supply, then it is almost very low kind of a pricing. We talk about the promotion part, advertising, channels, public relations, and then we talk about messaging strategy. So, PR is something where I want you to focus on CSR, corporate social responsibility. Yeah, almost all the companies with a net profit of 2 crores per year, they are supposed to lend their 2% of their net profit to the CSR activities. Otherwise, SEBI will have a auditing, and then they will say that your shares will not be existing in the SEBI market, or they are recognized. So, these kind of things are very critical for them. So, PR is also very important. Nowadays, MBA faculty should focus on including CSR in most of the topics, or most time, marketing, or most probably, I think all of you are teaching it as a subject, right, a separate paper, or is it a mixture of business ethics and corporate social responsibility? How is it? Yeah, it is separate paper. Yeah, that's great. So, government is also giving a lot of importance, and CSR, once again, I think I don't remember, is it Vamshi or Vishwanathan sir who told about SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. 17 of them are there. All of us are supposed to adopt SDGs. That's important, right? Okay, coming to the next part, like, yes, trends and present opportunities. When you are talking about your product, yeah.
We are also playing cost strategy with our children.
Okay.
Though we are purchasing garments in less price, telling them that the value is adding the.
You mean uniforms?
Yes.
Okay.
It is highly. We are wearing it. We are differentiating, and it is high cost. If they treat it, if the cost is low, the garments quality also low.
Yeah.
So we are playing with them.
Sir, every product. I don't say that only garments, but everything.
Our children mindset also, they are going for quality and also for brand.
Brand, yeah.
But we people don't go for brand.
No, we have our constraints. No, we have to get the invoice, and then it should be approved, and so many procedures are there. So we can't do. But I think private schools will do better. They have a spot decision, and they're very strong in taking decisions. What do you think? You prefer quality, you don't mind charging them, but still they go for higher quality, obviously. So they have that independence in decision making, which makes a big difference, right? Okay, coming to this, we are just asking you to look at it, like, what is this recent socio-cultural trends influencing food markets stem from consumer desire to low fat, low carb and organic foods. Nowadays, we don't even use sugar in the coffee. All our elders were using coffee, sugar and everything, and they lived for 90 years, but we stopped everything and we are dying at 57, 58 years, right? So where is the difference? Lifestyle is the problem, and people are more and more into these kinds of things. So they talk about these kind of products, right? I think in all of us are from Andhra, so I think I can take the liberty of giving an example. We have so much of confusion on the YouTube, right? Veeramachaneni says keto diet, and Manthana Satyanarayana says something else, sprouts. His trademark is sprouts. Who is another person? A Muslim, he got a Padma Bhushan award also. What is his name? Yeah. So he said something else. He talks about only oils. You drink oil as much as possible, right? So these are the people who are diverting lot of ideas and creating so many problems. Whenever I'm eating something, I'm doubtful. Should I eat this or not? Yeah. So Kadarwali, yeah. So these are the people who are actually coming up and giving their advice. They have done already a Harvard level kind of a research. Nothing has been done, but they just give you ideas, and then most probably don't follow them, and just eat whatever you can. Eat and be happy. When you eat, you start repenting, that becomes poison. Yeah. And when you are eating, just make 2 walking. But you should eat ghee. Ghee is the brain food. Please understand. Brain needs only what you call cholesterol. Good cholesterol. There are 2 cholesterols which are bad and good. So brain always wanted this, and this is the way our elders have given us. When the kids are there in the rice, they put lot of ghee and give it to the children up to the 5 years level, right? So that's a very important thing where parents and grandparents don't follow Kadarwali, don't follow Veeramachaneni or anybody for that matter. This is also personal opinion, sorry, it is up to you guys. Now the hero comes. Yeah, you remember him. He just played with our life like, yeah. So he said everything is, poison, whatever you are eating. He was able to shake the foundations of HLL. He was able to shake the foundations of Tatas and the other supermarkets and brands, and everybody has come to the knees and said, Guru, please leave us, right? Everybody started adding herbal in their products. Have you ever saw introduced a herbal toothpaste? Never. After Patanjali started, they started introducing herbal kind of a face wash. Everything has become herbal after Patanjali invented something, right? So we should be thankful for this man. At least, we got some relief from all kinds of chemicals. He said, remove all the chemicals, every product, filtered oil, everything was questioned, and people started thinking about it. Okay, why there is so much of surge in cancer cases? All about these kinds of issues that he gave lot of explanation, and he changed the total market situation in India and even to some extent in US and other places, right? So what is that marketing mix that Patanjali? Just a small example, Indian belief in Ayurveda and natural kind of remedies. We have any problem, we have small swelling also. What your grandmother used to say, just put little turmeric powder on that, right? It will be fine. You have any problem, infection, just eat little bit of turmeric, mix it in hot milk and drink it. Very happily you are comfortable, right? So those kind of things we believe strongly, and we lived with that. So this is a very big advantage. Itself has become a big advantage to Patanjali company. And what they did, they discounted it 20 to 30% compared to the competitor. You have Ashirvad Atta, you have other kinds of wheat. Everything has been compared, and they said they are selling it for 20 to 30% less amount than the bigger companies. And what is this distribution? He selected Ayurvedic pharmacy franchisees, tie up with the Future Group, Mahindra, I believe, right? Future Group is whose? Any idea? MBA professors? I think Future is Mahindra only, right? So with online retailers and virtual stores, right? So even online also you can order Patanjali products. So when he has given so much of option, people started buying Patanjali products left and right, especially after the COVID and before the COVID also. This has become very famous. And who is the brand ambassador for Patanjali? Ramdev Baba. Is there any other person who said something very positive that made a big difference? Narendra Modi ji, right? He said that, please follow this, right? This is about Bharat culture and all that. Automatically half the people turned, right? So, make in India, yeah. So he fulfilled that. Okay, in this case, I want you guys to understand a small matrix which we usually use in marketing management, right? So here, what you are supposed to talk to your students is, like yesterday I have been telling, when you are investing, you have to make an analysis. So this BCG matrix helps us a lot. So this is called Boston Consulting Group matrix. This is very, very useful from the beginning to till today. I think this is a very wonderful invention of the marketers, where we understand this, 4 quadrants are there. The first quadrant starts here. We call this as a usually any business. Okay, take for example, all of you know Wipro company, right? Yeah. How many different units are there? How many businesses they do, Wipro company? Baby products, IT? Yeah, IT software, okay. Anything else? Electrical products. The last one? Nobody knows. They are selling edible oils. Edible oils, right? So 4 units are there, right? 4 units of Wipro. Please take your notebooks and you can write 4 products, different products, right? You have to give me an answer. Now, all these things are question marks for them. Whether my is going to work out well or not. I started 4 different businesses, okay? What is the question over here? I want you to focus on this axis, right? On a x-axis, we have relative market share. Okay, what do you mean by market share? And this is market growth. Market share in very, very common terms is, when I am selling more products than my competitor, my market share is very high. I will give you another example. Wipro is doing infant products, right? Infant soaps are feeding bottles and other kinds of things. Which is the other company for Wipro? Johnson & Johnson. Is there anything else? First Cry. Now, First Cry, I think they're all about the equipment, like, the cradles and other bigger kind of things. It is a different kind of a product line. bottles and other things, right? And who else is there? Related to the infant soaps, we have Santur. If you remember, Santur also is producing some baby soaps, right? So can you imagine, we have a circle, how you divide these competitors into the shapes? Yeah, can we just make it? So this is market, infant market, right? So can I say that this is First Cry? Okay, and this is Johnson and Johnson. This is Wipro. What else? Yeah, Himalaya. Okay, and maybe this is Santur. Okay, now which one is bigger? Johnson and Johnson, obviously. So this is the market share. Then Johnson and Johnson is very comfortable here, right? So when I'm, yeah, that was first introduced, first comer advantage, like usually in the marketing part. So this question marks are like Wipro is now doubtful, which business is going to be fine for me, and this is where the look at the quadrant. Here market growth rate is high, but market share is low. Then we call it as a question. This question mark is a very dangerous position. It can come down or go up. Okay. So what are we doing here? Some successful businesses, they transform into the second quadrant. This is called stars. Stars are those products which have a dominant market share but also high growth markets. Let me explain to you, the growth rate happens when I am pushing lot of money in advertisements, because I want to showcase my product to as many consumers as possible. This doesn't come free to me. I have to spend a lot of money on this, right? And but here the market share is also low, so my income is low, but my cost is high. That is the reason we call it as a question mark. And we are talking about this quadrant. Where are we going here? Market growth rate is high and relative market share is also high. So I am pushing so much of money to promote my product, so it is getting me profits also, balancing, right? So it is not a great kind of a position, but it is becoming better. Like a student is getting 10 marks out of 100, we are pushing it up to 50 marks, then I am comfortable, right? So we come to the other quadrant where this is called cash cow. The company will give you maximum profit at this stage. Yeah, what is the reason? Your growth rate is low. That means you don't have to spend money on promotions. So you are saving a lot of money. And your share is high, you are getting a lot of revenue out of this, right? You are selling maximum amount of products, so you are getting, both of them are in a very comfortable position. This is where we call it as a cash cow. We come to the last quadrant, we call them as dogs. Actually, this is very bad. Dogs are very good animals, but still, market growth rate is low and your share is also low. Now, this is the situation where you have to take a decision. Should I close business or should I diversify my business? Okay. So now this kind of a analysis is going to help you to understand where my business stands. Am I clear? Yeah. So we move on to
Very similar like product life cycle.
Product life cycle, but product life cycle doesn't give you this. Similar. I agree with you. I agree with you, because this is the and this is maturity most probably, and this is also maturity, this is growth maybe, this is decline. Yeah, you are right, similar to. Okay, coming to this, we are just looking at most probably the marketing strategies. So include product design, again whatever we have seen in the same thing, this is an explanation. I am just skipping this. Ambrish, are we ready for a tea break? What's the time? Yeah, okay. We are just trying to figure out most important thing in marketing metrics is return on marketing investment. Forget about any other thing. So when you are spending on marketing, what are you doing? You are bringing Alia Bhatt or maybe Amitabh Bachchan to talk about your product. So are you getting back all that? When you are releasing an advertisement, if it is not penetrating into the mind of the customers, it is not getting you any price, then there is no point in spending so much of money, right? So we move on to the metrics movement, where this return on marketing strategy is the revenue on profit margin generated by the investment in a specific marketing program divided by the cost of that program at a given risk level as by the management. So when you are looking at most probably the business model canvas, you will be able to understand all these kind of things, right. Coming to the sales part of it, so we have lot of importance on sales, because I told you the only P that is going to get us money back is pricing, right. Where pricing comes from, when we push the sales, prices will be fine for us. So at this point of time, we have consultative selling, aggressive selling, need oriented, competition oriented, product oriented. If you remember the pricing strategy, as I think you can match those kind of things, right. So here we have a beautiful concept of, you know, your sales team increasing your access to the existing market. What is existing market? I told you there are good market for care centers and all that in Bangalore, right. And yesterday ma'am gave a very nice example. Ma'am, most probably Uma ma'am said, right. So when I said, you know, what do you call, what is that, stay home, she said, I will, when money is okay for me, I will hire another house and turn it into expansion, right. So what is existing market and how do we expand it? This is important for us. So existing market, where are the areas where there is lesser amount of demand, higher amount of demand? I prefer to go to the higher demand areas where I can do the business, and then identify complementary products to add to the existing product market. Okay, all of us know, right, whenever usually a coffee powder is sold, they sell it with a jar, we will be very happy to buy it, right. After that we can use, and usually people make fun of us, right. When you open in the refrigerator, there is an ice cream box, but everything else will be there in the ice cream box except for ice cream, right. So we are interested in those kind of products, right. And identifying new customer bases. New customers, where are they? How do I find these new customers, right. Example, schools are the best examples, right. The first class student is becoming a second class student next year. You have to fill the seats for class. Yes or no? MBA first year students will go into the second year, first year is empty, you can't sit. We are keep on improvising on the new customer base and identifying new channels of distribution of products. So all kinds of, you know, online selling is happening for different kinds of products that we can take as an example. Provide clients with offers and services. I am not explaining. Strategy based on competition, incorporating an excellent client management system. Ever heard about this, this American product Amway? Is it not an example here? You retain some customers, they will bring other customers for you. You don't have to spend anything. Yeah, this is networking kind of a business. Yeah, so you are even this, you know, chit fund companies also. You add, you know, you bring your friend also to die, then we will give you some discount, isn't it? For that small discount, we will bring somebody, they will be into problem, right? So we see. Yeah. Yeah, and you give a guarantee to somebody, then you are done. Please don't give guarantee to anybody, right? Okay, coming to the sales, now the sales total picture is changed now in our current scenario. We are talking about any fashion, we think about only one name, that is Myntra. Amazon, you know, we are all Telugu people, so for Sankranti, Amazon at one point of time, they sold Pidakalu, right? Cow dung pads we call, they sold in Amazon also. So Amazon is to such an extent, they have dive into the business. They said, okay, whatever is impossible, we will get you that, no problem. Right? To that extent, they have gone. Flipkart, all of us know, this is the best B2B, and we have Swiggy, Ola, Rapido, Big Basket, Fresh Home, Netmed. Netmed deals with the medical services, and nowadays even you know, your blood test and all, people will come home and do this and finish it, right? You don't have to go to a diagnostic center. So we see that business is everywhere. We are actually totally specimens in a market, nothing else. Human beings are, we are just tested. Wherever you want to, you can do the business, right? Yeah. So like I told already, we are definitely have to accept this. You have to teach your students about this. So businesses also can fail. What is the reason? No planning and poor management. We establish, yeah, I have a wonderful business, I have a wonderful manager, I am happy, I am going to go in my home, I see Netflix movies, doesn't work. You have to go every day. I told you, when you have a business, you have to be very careful. 24/7, your presence is required. And then we talk about lack of cash flow and capital. If you don't plan properly, if you have cash flow is more important than capital. Capital anyways we accrue and put it somewhere, but every day petty cash daily course, you need some money, you have to even count that. Usually the mistake people will do is, this is my establishment, this is my cost, this is my supplier cost, vendor cost, and this is what I'm going to do, these are salaries, there ends the matter. But who is going to run the day situations? Cash flow makes a big difference. A wrong location. You keep your business in a wrong location, you are done, nobody comes, right? You have a tire repair, tire filling and everything mostly on the highways, right? It is a very good business in those areas, because whichever place that is close by to the accident you are able to, then it is a very good thing. But ambulances will never be there on the highways. It's a good business. If somebody can hire 2-3 ambulances and just take a permission and be on a highway, that is also a good business. But it is a wrong location if we think about it, right? Inadequate marketing plan. So we saw what is 4 P's or 5 P's or 7 P's are also there. All P's have to be given equal distribution. Competition is not researched, then we are in a problem. The best example, like, the other day they were telling cola wars, right? Coca-Cola and Pepsi, everybody jumped into this, and then they said, okay, let us do business in India. Why India is so important for them? Huge population, we call it as a demographic dividend. Everybody speaks about it, right? In Switzerland, lakhs and crores of chocolates are manufactured per se. Imagine what is the population and size of Switzerland, less than our Chennai. Okay, how many chocolates can they sell to their own people? Instead, you send all the chocolates to India. Even if you are selling it in rupees, here 1 lakh people are buying, there 10 maybe 1000 people are buying, which is bigger amount for us. So demographic dividend is the most attractive thing, where nowadays companies are flocking to India. They don't go to China, even though we have more population there, they don't go to, because China follows a closed door policy. They don't allow everybody to come and sell things in their country. They are self-sufficient and they don't allow this kind of companies. Wrong choice of business. I'm good in pharmacy, going to take up some business in textiles market, then how am I supposed to have some expertise? A little bit of idea about your own product is always welcome. And business grows too quickly, so we have to be ready for that pace. Changes that happen in technological issues and other things, like I gave an example of Nokia. Okay, I think this will be my last 2 slides, please bear with me. Why business fail? Nano car example, we spoke about it. Have you ever saw blue color Pepsi? It was once upon a time, I think 1996 time frame, the blue color Pepsi was launched into the market, and within a few days it was recalled, right? What is the reason? In India, blue color drink is always compared to kerosene. So people said, why should I drink kerosene? So the color choice was wrong. Brown is okay for them, because we are habituated to thumbs up. When they introduced this wrong color, they just have to recall all the product, and it is a waste. And very recently we have this tampering of Maggi was also actually losing market. They have to burn all the packets of Maggi, and then they have to make sure that, yes, we replaced all those and we removed those lead contents and all that. They have given a very nice paper advertisement, and they have attached the lab report and everything to make sure all the customers come back. If you are smart enough, do that crisis management. If you do the crisis management, you are back on the track. Otherwise, we will lose it, like Pepsi lost it. Google glasses, they found a very small on the specs of the person. They started selling it. They thought it's a great invention, but people rejected it because there are a lot of security issues. When I have to enter into a place, people will say, you have a camera, remove the glasses, then I will become blind, right? So this has another example for a failure product, which is very innovative, but still people couldn't take it. But on the other hand, these kinds of products are all becoming very famous, right? Recent example, one person, he went with 4,000 rupees. He just cut the neem sticks and made all of them, because North India, a lot of rural people, they still use neem sticks as brushes. So obviously he sold, and he made almost 4 lakhs of profit, it seems. And he said, fine for me, 1 day, 2 days business, and he went back. He earned all his semester fees, right? And the idea is given by his girlfriend. Okay, so, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. At least a chunk of people have bought it, then it's a great, profit for that boy. And we see that, nowadays we are becoming crazy about horoscopes, and we are flocking to temples. We have, they increase the archanas, puja tickets and everything to different. It's a great business, Go to Kalahasti, they will loot you except your dress. You have to give everything back to the temple. Otherwise, they will not to go. Give me money everywhere. TTD is not that bad, Tirupati is not that bad. And yeah, we loot only once, right? So here we see gym, personal care, wellness products, and even bamboo socks, everything. Where am I getting this bamboo socks? I don't know. But everybody talks about it. It improvises your blood circulation. You are a person who is in a stable all the time. You are a faculty, you are a professor, you will get what you call all kinds of problems in your legs. Yeah, we do get, but this doesn't solve that, right? Yeah, so we traveled so far, so we are somewhere here, go to, right? So we have business canvas modeling. Finance will be like a very interesting thing that is going to happen tomorrow, and action plan is also, we have been given yesterday a mandate. I said I have two important announcements for you. So tomorrow afternoon we are going to Mahila University Incubation Center to visit the facility. So people who are coming from local, you prefer to go by vehicles or how is it? Because you don't have to come back again here and take your vehicles and go. So tell me your plans, and based on that I will arrange a vehicle. Otherwise we can just go and come back, right? So that is one option. And the other part is like, yesterday AACT people have sent us one Google link where you are supposed to do 2 projects out of 3. We are going to disclose the projects only at the last day, and this will be like, evaluated after 1 month, and once they give us the list back, then I am supposed to give you a completion certificate. The 28th I will give you participation certificates. That will come to you straight, no problem about that. But completion certificate, if you want to upload 2 assignments. We will disclose that on the last day, and that is the rule, so we have to do that. And once you are okay with that, you complete those assignments, then automatically your list will reach us and our certificates are ready. We'll just distribute it to you. Yeah, these are the 2 things I wanted to, and I have taken enough time, so please go enjoy your tea break. Thank you so much. No, morning there are sessions, very interesting session tomorrow, please don't miss out, because we are getting a professor from Korea. He is going to make you work on building blocks. Yeah, some surprise is there. Yeah, thank you. He will not teach like us. No theory, only practicals. Thank you.